What is the shadowing technique? Hello and welcome to this English learning video. Today I'm going to introduce you to a simple yet powerful method for improving your English speaking skills. It's called the shadowing technique. The idea is simple. You listen to a native English speaker and then repeat what they say immediately after them, just like a shadow. Your goal is to mirror their voice, their speed, and their emotions. This practice helps you speak more clearly, improve your listening comprehension, and feel more confident when you talk. Now, let's start a story. It is told by a girl named Anna, who is also the main character. The story is called I Went to the Airport. Are you ready? Let's begin. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more shadowing stories to practice your English. My name is Anna, and I am 22 years old. I live in a quiet town with my mother and my little brother, working at a bookstore because I have a deep love for reading. However, one ordinary day, something truly unexpected occurred. It was a rainy morning. I woke up early and glanced at my phone. There was a text from my best friend, Maya. It read, "Anna, please come to the airport today. I really need you. 12 p.m. at Terminal 3. Confused, I wondered why she needed me there, as her message gave no further details. When I tried calling her back, her phone was off. I checked the time. It was already 10 a.m., leaving me only 2 hours to get ready. I quickly pulled on my jeans and a pink jacket, grabbed my umbrella, and told my mom, I have to go to the airport. Maya needs my help. She looked a bit worried, but simply said, Be careful, Anna. I took the bus, which was cold and crowded, forcing me to stand the entire way. Staring out the window at the gray sky, I could see planes landing in the distance. Finally, I arrived at the huge, noisy airport, filled with people rushing and talking. It took me 10 minutes to find Terminal 3, but when I got there, Maya was nowhere to be seen. I waited for 10, then 20 minutes, but she never showed up. Feeling nervous, I looked around and noticed a girl sitting by the window with a suitcase, crying softly. I walked over and asked gently, Are you okay? She looked up with red eyes and said, I missed my flight. I don't know what to do. I sat down next to her. My name is Anna. Can I help you? She introduced herself as Sarah, explaining she was from another city and had come to see her father, but she was too late. I offered her some water from my bag, and we started talking. She seemed kind and thanked me, saying, You're a good person. Just then, my phone rang. It was Maya. Anna, where are you? She asked frantically. I told her I was at Terminal 3, waiting. She gasped. Oh no, I meant Terminal 2. I'm here and I'm scared. Please come quickly. After saying a quick goodbye to Sarah, I ran to Terminal 2, my heart pounding. I found Maya sitting on the floor, crying. Maya, I shouted. She ran to hug me tightly. Anna, I didn't know who else to call. I'm so scared, she whispered. What's wrong? I asked. She told me something shocking. I think someone is following me. She explained that a man had been watching her on the bus and had followed her into the airport. Just then, she pointed and whispered, That's him. I turned to see a man in a black cap and a brown coat standing near an exit, looking at his phone. Before I could approach him, he glanced our way and disappeared into the crowd. We reported the incident to the airport police, who assured us they would check the security cameras. Feeling a bit safer, we decided to head home. As we left the terminal, it was still raining. We got into a taxi and I opened my umbrella. But as the taxi pulled away, I saw him again, the man in the black cap, standing under a tree, watching us leave. My heart raced. "Maya," I whispered, "he's still there. He saw us leave." Her eyes widened with fear. "Do you think he'll follow us?" she asked. "I don't know," I said, "but we can't go straight home. We need to be smart." I asked the driver to take us to the city mall instead. Looking back, I saw a black car turn after us. A chill ran down my spine. "Maya, that car, it's following us." We arrived at the busy mall and rushed inside, hoping to lose him in the crowd. But he parked and followed us. We ducked into a shoe store and then a clothing shop, but he was always there. "He's still coming," Maya said, panicked. I grabbed her hand and we found a security guard. "Sir," I said, out of breath, "a man is following us. Please help us." The guard approached the man, who looked surprised when confronted. "I'm not following them," he claimed, then pointed at Maya and said, "She's my sister." Maya stepped back in shock. "That's a lie," she shouted. When the man tried to run, other guards stopped him and called the police. At the police station, they reviewed the mall's cameras. An officer later told us, "You were right. He was following you from the airport. He had photos of Maya and her address on his phone." Maya looked horrified. "But how? Who is he?" The officer explained he might be a private detective hired by someone. Maya whispered, "It must be my ex-boyfriend. I broke up with him last month. He was very angry." After giving our statements, we were finally allowed to go home. The rain outside felt softer now, as if the world was calming down. Maya fell asleep on my shoulder in the taxi, looking peaceful at last. When we got home, my mom hugged us both and called us her brave girls. That night, I lay awake thinking about the incredible day. I had helped a stranger at the airport, protected my best friend, and stayed calm in a scary situation. 1 week later, something wonderful happened. I was at the bookstore when I heard someone call my name. It was Sarah, the girl from the airport. She was smiling. "I found you," she said. "I wanted to thank you again." We had coffee together, and she told me she had moved to our town. "I don't have many friends here. Can we be friends?" she asked. I smiled and said, "Yes, I'd love that." I went to the airport that day just to help a friend, but I found so much more. I found my own courage, I found a new friendship, and I discovered my inner strength. Now it's your turn. Watch this video again, pause after each sentence, and repeat it using the shadowing technique. Copy the voice, feel the emotion, and speak with confidence. This is how you build your English speaking power. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more shadowing videos. Thank you for learning with me. See you next time.
Here are 10 important phrases from the story, explained simply to help you understand and use them. 1. I need you. A very direct and common way to tell someone that their help or presence is very important to you in that moment. It shows urgency and trust. 2. Her phone was off. This means the phone is powered down completely or is in airplane mode. It doesn't mean the battery is dead, which is her phone died. 3. I tried to call her. This phrase is used to say that you made an attempt to contact someone by phone, but it doesn't specify if you were successful or not. 4. My heart was beating fast. An idiomatic expression used to describe a feeling of strong emotion, usually fear, anxiety, or excitement. It's a physical reaction to stress. 5. I was surprised. This expresses the feeling you have when something unexpected happens. It can be a good surprise or a bad one. 6. Don't worry. A very common phrase used to comfort someone and tell them to stop being anxious or concerned about something. You are trying to calm them down. 7. We need to be careful. This is a warning or a piece of advice given when there is a potential danger or risk. It means you should pay attention and avoid trouble. 8. I don't know. One of the most fundamental phrases in English. It is used when you have no answer to a question or no knowledge about a specific topic. 9. It's okay. A versatile phrase used to comfort someone, like, it's okay, don't cry, to give permission, is it okay if I sit here? Or to say that something is acceptable or not a problem. 10. I was proud of myself. This expresses a feeling of deep satisfaction and pleasure in your own achievements or actions. It's a positive feeling of self-respect.